Hello and welcome to Jason's Acoustic Workshop. Today we're going to be starting a new series. This one's called The Beginner's Guide to Starting an Acoustic Act. Basically, I'm going to be showing you step by step, right from the very beginning, on how to get your acoustic act off the ground. Alright, but before I begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the videos, share them with your friends, and please comment. It helps me out a great deal. Alright, and to everybody who has subscribed so far, thank you, thank you. The channel is growing thanks to you. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, starting an acoustic act, okay? A lot of people think, oh Jason, that's easy. Well, yes and no. It is easy, but it also takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of determination, a lot of motivation. Alright? Like I said, we're going to start from the very beginning. For anyone who just wants to start one up, who has never done it before, this is the right series for you. But I want to let you know that this series is very detailed. Like I said, we're going to start from the very beginning. Alright? So I have a lot of stuff. As you can see, I got a lot of notes here that I want to go over with you. Alright? And first thing I want to do is I want to tell you about some things that I have learned over the years. Okay? When I first started James Unplugged, there was no YouTube, there was no social media or anything like that. So there wasn't anybody there to show me the ropes, there wasn't anybody there to teach me anything. I just had the idea. I told my wife, I said, let's do this. I think we can do this. So we took off with it, all right? And we made a lot of mistakes along the way, but we learned from them, okay? And the reason why I'm doing this series is so that you don't make the same mistakes I did, okay? So your startup can be smoother, all right? You know what to do. Now, this is going to be the first part. There's going to be more parts coming. Now, the first thing, you have to make sure that this is what you want to do. All right? You got to make sure that you know what you're getting into. All right? If you're not really sure, if you're having doubts, then maybe you need to wait a little bit. All right? Just kind of think it over and make sure this is what you want to do. All right? Because there are a lot of things you have to consider. All right? You got to have transportation. Okay? You got to have gas for that vehicle to get you to the gigs. The transportation has to be reliable. You don't want to break down halfway to the gig. All right? It's going to take money, like I said, for the insurance, for the equipment and all that kind of stuff. If you need to rent something, then you need the money. All right? So there are a lot of things to consider. Other things, let me get my tablet out here. If you have a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever, you have to make sure that it's not going to cause any conflict. Because, my wife comes to every show with me. She loves it. She loves being there. She loves participating. She loves to dance and all that kind of stuff. All right? She's there. She hands out the books so people can pick some songs. And I'll get to that in a little bit. But she's there and she loves it. Now, there are a lot of people that I know that their significant others don't like to go. They don't like live music. They just don't like the bar setting or whatever. So, they would be bored, or, like sometimes these things can go through 3 or 4 hours, okay? And to sit there in a bar stool for 3 or 4 hours might get them a little upset. So before you know it, when everything is getting torn down, they're having an argument because she didn't want to be there, or why do you have to take so long? Why is this taking so much out of my life, etc., etc. And it's just a big, big mess. All right? So you got to make sure that there's at least some compromise. Okay? What if if you're a woman and you got a boyfriend, or you're a man, you got a boyfriend, and all he's doing is looking at other guys to see who's looking at you, who's the jealous kind. Okay? There are a lot of guys like that. There's a lot of ladies like that too. So like I said, you have to, if you're going to do this, you got to sit down with them. Or, if you're single, perfect. There's no conflict. But if you have a significant other, then you need to talk about it and make sure that this is what you two want to do. Because, further down the road, that person could just say, you know what, forget it. I don't want to do this. So, always make sure that you can compromise, all right? Make sure that this is a good thing, okay? So let's get to the next one. the next thing is you're going to need to make time to practice, okay? The only way the bars or anybody that has a private party or a wedding are going to hire you is if you know what you're doing, if you have the songs down, okay? So you need to practice. However many songs you have, go over them over and over. It's repetition, I know, but you need to get good at them. If you have original music, you got to practice that too. Okay, I have original music and I still got to practice that stuff. All right? Now, this one here is for the people who have two or more. A duo, a trio, 4 people, 5 people, whatever. You need to get along with each other. Okay? And like with your significant other, I said at the beginning, you need to make sure that there's harmony between the members, all right? If the bass player doesn't like playing this song and you like playing it, there's got to be a compromise somewhere, okay? Because tempers can flare, and before you know it, your band or your acoustic act has disbanded, all right? So, you need to get along with each other, all right? And if that means sacrificing some things, then that's what you got to do. And not just you, the other members as well. They need to sacrifice also, all right? Okay. Now let's get to the next one. All right, the next thing you're going to want to do is have what is called a poker face. And I've learned this over the years. Let's say you're playing, get the guitar going, and you're strumming, everyone's having a great time, you're grooving, everyone's loving it, and then you hit the wrong chord. And it happens. It still happens to me. What you do is you quickly get to that right chord. All right? So when you hit that wrong chord, don't cringe. Don't look around like this, because I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you there's going to be musicians out in the audience. Okay? And one thing about being a musician, and I'm sure you've probably done this too, is when you're watching a band or watching an acoustic act, you're looking at them. And everything they do is being scrutinized. All right? Someone hits the wrong note, you're going to hear it. A lot of people who are not musically inclined will not. But you, being musically inclined, will. And if that person is playing and they go, and they look down, or they like, you're going to know, hey, that guy screwed up. And then of course that guy's going to go, hey, did you hear him? And then another musician is going to go, yeah, I did. He really screwed up. So when you're playing and you hit the wrong chord, just keep going. Have that poker face, look around, smile. Somebody looks at you, smiles, you smile back at them, wink at them, do whatever. It's called entertainment, all right? Now, if it's a dual act or a trio or a 4-person acoustic act and somebody else screws up, don't look at them and get angry, okay? Don't give them the stink eye, all right? Because first thing it's going to do, that person's going to look at you, and then there's going to be conflict at the end, okay? If that person screws up, you just keep going. Don't shake your head, don't look down, keep that poker face, all right? Because I've had that happen. I've filled in for a couple of acoustic acts and somebody screws up. You just have the poker face, keep going, smiling, getting down, and then at the end, that person goes up to me and goes, oh man, did you hear that? I'm like, yeah, I heard it. But you fixed it, so we're good. So there's no conflict at the end, okay? Everybody's happy. That person that screwed up will have to work on that, okay? They'll have to practice that particular song to get better. All right? Let's get to the next one. All right, the next thing is you're going to have to be able to take criticism, whether it's good criticism or bad criticism. All right? Because there are times when you're playing after the show, they're going to come up to you and go, man, you were great. I love that one particular song. They'll say the song and go, dude, you did really good on that, man. And just, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hey, do you need a card? You can see where we're going to be next. And they'll, more than likely, 9 times out of 10, they go, yeah, man, I'll check out your schedule. I'm probably going to come to another show. And then they might, it just depends on the venue or on the person, they'll throw you a tip. $1, $5, sometimes 10. I've had a $100 tip before, okay? So the whole point is to take the criticism. I've had people come up to me, and of course most of them, and I have to say this, if you're at a bar and it's the end of the night, you're going to have a lot of drunk people there. Okay? So, sometimes the bad criticism, just take it with a grain of salt. Alright? But there's some musicians who come up to you and say, hey man, you played that in the key of E? I usually play it in D, that's what it is. Maybe you need to start doing that. Okay, thank you. And they'll probably walk off, they'll want to talk to you about something else. Then you have those obnoxious idiots who will stumble up to you and go, man, you suck. Okay. Now, you can do one of two things. You can say, well, thank you. I appreciate the criticism. Or you can say, well, if I suck, why are you here supporting me? Usually that makes them walk away. But most of the time, when they say it, I'm just like, okay, thank you, as I'm putting everything away. And 9 times out of 10, they'll just walk away. All right? They're going to say, okay, I told them, and I'm just going to leave. All right? So, but like I said, you have to be able to take criticism. If somebody says something, there are a lot of musicians out there who will come up and give you pointers. You know, hey, maybe you need to play this certain note here at that part because it sounds really good when I do it. Okay, I'll take that into consideration. Thank you very much. Okay, so like I said, good and bad criticism, take them. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, the next thing is you need to deal with repetition, okay? Because you're going to be playing the same songs over and over and over and over again. Let me give an example, all right? When I do my acoustic show, I put out a book of over 500 songs, okay? Almost 600, from the 60s to today. And everybody, you can always tell, when you get there, look at the audience, scope out the audience. Okay, that person's probably middle-aged, these people are in their 20s, which songs can I play? Okay, sometimes I won't put the book out, sometimes I will. But the songs that are played on the radio all the time, like Freebird, Brown-Eyed Girl, All Summer Long by Kid Rock, they want to hear. Okay? I play Freebird almost every show. I play Brown-Eyed Girl every show. Okay? And I've been doing this for a long time. So I've been doing these songs over and over and over again. But this is the reason why I put out the song list. That way, people know what I play, and there's got to be, in those 500 songs, there has to be a song that they like. And the problem is, 99% of the time, it's either Freebird, Stairway to Heaven, Brown-Eyed Girl, All Summer Long, all that stuff. And I don't mind playing it. I don't like the songs anymore. I used to like them, but I don't like them anymore. But, like I said, gotta have the poker face. If they ask for it, don't go, all right. Don't do that. All right, Freebird it is. Because most of the time, you doing that, they're going to be happy and say, all right, they're going to play my song. Hey, let's give them a tip. And they'll probably put money in your jar. Okay? It's not about making you happy. Okay? When you're at a gig, you're entertaining. You have to entertain that audience. Okay? So it's not about you. It's about them. What do they want to hear? Okay? Now, some people don't put out books. They just play whatever they want to play. And if someone might call out something, if they know the song, then they'll play it. If not, well, I'm sorry, I don't know the song. And that's okay. And usually when I'm doing a gig, my tip jar, I can make $60 to $100 a night just in tips. That's not including the pay. Okay? Because I like to do whatever the audience, I play whatever the audience wants to hear. Okay? And if they have a song that they want to hear that I don't know, I will tell them, well, next time I'm here's a card. You can go to my website and see when I'm going to be here next, and I'll have that song for you. And I do. I practice a little bit, and well, most of the time they're never there at the next show, But at least you have another song under your belt in case somebody else wants to hear it. Okay? All right, so you have to be able to deal with repetition because it's a pain in the ass. But like I said, it's not about you, it's about them. All right? All right, the next thing is you have to be a people person. All right? Not a stick in the mud, not a gloomy Gus, not looking like you're pissed off all the time. You got to have a smile. If you got something going on at home and you're upset, too bad. If you're up there on stage, smile. Okay? Because if you don't look like you're having a good time, the people out there are not going to have a good time. If they see you're pissed off about something, they're going to get angry and go, you know what, let's go somewhere else. All right? So it's all about entertaining people. All right? Once you go on your breaks, all right, get down there and don't sit there in the corner with your buddies. All right? You can talk to them after the show or after the gig. You go up there to the people that are sitting at those tables drinking. How you doing? Everything going great? You need another beer? We can call the bartender over here or whatever. You know? You need a card? Got some videos on my website if you want to hear it. And sometimes when you're walking, they'll call you. Hey, excuse me. Man, you sound really good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Do you want a card? I can get you a card. You see where we're going to be next or whatever. Sure, I'm glad to take that. So you pull out of your pocket, whatever. Always make sure you have business cards with you, because you never know. They might be saying, "Hey, we've been looking for somebody for a private party or a Christmas party or a wedding, and I think you would be perfect." That's how you get the gigs. You have to be a people person, not a people pleaser. There's a difference, okay? You can't please everybody. And of course, being a people person, you also have to be a conversation starter. Sometimes people are not just going to talk to you. Most of the time they will. If they really like your stuff, they will come and talk to you, or they'll call you over to their table and you go and you talk to them. All right? But sometimes you have to start the conversation. So if you're shy, get over it. All right? Get over the shyness. If you're going to be doing an acoustic act, like I said, you have to know what you're getting into. You have to know. And one of them is being a people person and starting up conversations. That way you can get the people involved. If people are just sitting there doing nothing but just having a beer or whatever and not having a good time, then what's the use? You're not entertaining them, all right? They're bored. And while you're playing, say, hey, everybody lift your glasses up. Let's drink a toast or whatever, Make sure you tip those bartenders, everybody, all right? Make sure you tip the band too. We're working hard for you, Or you get up there and say, hey, what a wonderful crowd. I'm glad you all are here. We are, I'm Jameis Unplugged. Thank you for being here. We're going to have a great time tonight. All right, I'm sure everybody's having a good time too, right? And everybody, yeah, we're having a good time. That's what it is. You've got to get the people involved, okay? Because if you don't, they will leave. And if they don't leave, they're going to get even more upset. And before you know it, they're going to be coming up to you going, you know what? You suck. I was not entertained. This was terrible. All right? So you don't want that to happen. Okay? And like I said, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. All right? So you got to be a people person and a conversation starter. Now, along with that, you have to be able to read people. Okay? Let me give you an example. Like I said, you have this whole list of songs from the 60s to today. All right? That's a wide genre. All right? You're going to hit everybody. So when you walk in the room, you scope it out a little bit, find out where you're going to be. All right, we got a middle-aged guy over there. We got an old lady over here. There's a couple of young kids over there. There's a family over there. All right, you just scope it out. See the ages of the people. Kind of figure it out in your head. All right, they may like stuff from the 70s. Oh, they're definitely going to like some today's stuff. 80s music over there. And just do it that way. And of course, when you're playing, working the crowd, you might have that one person in the back who just has that look, just a blank stare. And usually most of the time, something's going on in their private life, okay? So When you go down there to start conversations, don't act all happy and go up to that person and say, hey, how's it going? Because if that person is already upset about something, you're just going to make it worse, all right? So it's better to just, when you get down off the stage, when you're on your breaks or whatever, just look around. Okay, they're having a conversation. They look like they're having a good time. Let's go. All right, if you see somebody over there with their head down or whatever, and they don't want to talk to anybody, it looks like, then just leave them alone, okay? All right? So, like I said, you have to be able to read people, right? It's a big thing. And it's, especially, like I said, if you see a middle-aged woman over there and you start playing some Johnny Cash, and all of a sudden she turns around, starts dancing up and down, having a great time, boom, you got that one, okay? You read that one correctly, okay? You see a bunch of young kids over here, you play some, what's it, Renegade, and you start playing it, and they start kind of, some of them are not going to be dancing, okay? Some of them just going to snap their fingers. Some of you see some of them just moving their head back and forth, you know, on their phones or whatever. But you know they're digging it. You know they're grooving to it, okay? And then of course you got the ladies over here. You play a little of the Association, Never My Love, and they just, and you can tell that they start singing it. They're singing it with you. Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful when you have the audience involved. But like I said, you gotta read them. You gotta read them. You gotta look at, you know, if you have to, go to a bar. Okay? Well, not playing, just go to a bar and just look around. All right? And just read the people. See, you know, look at the ages. You know, what that person might be in his early 40s, that person might be in their, you know, late 60s, early 20s. And then go to the jukebox and play something from the era. See who starts tapping. Okay? Then you know you're reading them correctly. All right? It's all about practice. All about practice. All right? Now the next thing, and this is a very important one too, you need to be able to ignore the troublemakers and the drunks, okay? And what I mean by ignore is if they're, you know, talking really loud or whatever and being obnoxious, just keep playing. Don't even bother with them, okay? But always make sure they're in the corner of your eye, because most of the time when they start having an argument and then all of a sudden a fight ensues, while you're playing, if a fight goes, you shut down everything. All right? You stop playing, because now the focus is going to be on them. All right? You don't want the focus on you when people are fighting in a bar. All right? So the focus is on them. They work, the bartenders, the bouncers, whoever, they work to get that resolved. Okay? But you also have to make sure that you're looking out for your stuff. Because when people start fighting, they don't care what they're hitting, okay? So they could knock over your speakers, they could hit your amp, whatever, okay? So like I said, you shut it down and you make sure that you have your eyes on all your equipment, all right? And like I said, there's gonna be drunks. You see a drunk coming by, he's kind of stumbling a little bit like this and moving around. You watch your monitor. You watch your mic stand, your speaker stands. He could trip over it. He might fall over and knock him down. So, but like I said, yes, ignore the troublemakers and the drunks, but also in the corner of your eye, make sure you're watching them. Just kind of split second every now and then, just go over there and keep an eye on them. Make sure they're not destroying any of your stuff, all right? Because that's your property, and I get really, really upset when people try to mess with my stuff, especially if they're fighting or they're drunk and they walk over and they try to get inside of on the stage like this and try and talk to you. Get them down. Or if you know somebody, say, hey, can you get this guy down, and they'll help him down or whatever. Okay. So and do it on the mic. Say, excuse me, can somebody get this guy off the stage? And either the bartender or the bouncer will go over there and get this person off the stage, okay? So, watch out for the troublemakers, but also just ignore them, because they're going to be yelling at you. You know, you suck, you stink, you're an idiot, you can't play for shite, you know, that kind of thing. And you just ignore them. Just keep playing. Keep playing. Don't let them ruin your night, all right? Because while they're doing that, there's going to be someone out there going, hey, shut up. We're trying to listen to this guy. Or something like that, you know? The other people are going to stick up for you. If they're enjoying themselves, they're going to stick up for you. All right, and that guy's either going to be thrown out or they're going to sit his ass down. One of the two. All right? All right. Like I said, I have zero tolerance for troublemakers and drunks, especially when it comes to a show, because there's so much to lose. All right? All right. Next thing is you have to be able to start on time. All right? If your gig is for 8 to say midnight, you start at 8 and you end at midnight. All right? That's how it is. You're getting paid for those 4 hours. You go the full 4 hours. Or if it's 3 hours, you go the full 3 hours. Okay? With a couple of breaks in between. All right? We can talk about that later. But what you want to do to begin with is make sure that you know how long it takes you to set up your system. Okay? Now, for example, if I have a gig in town, all right, and I start at 8 o'clock, and it takes me roughly 15 to 20 minutes to get there, I will leave my house by about 6:40, 6:45, get there at 7, take my stuff out, put it in the venue, and talk to whoever I need to talk to. Takes a few minutes. If there's already people there, go over there and have a conversation with them. Maybe you can get them to stay. And, you know, hey, I'm going to be starting at 8 o'clock. And I'm sure they're probably going to ask you, so what kind of songs do you play? Well, I play anything from the 60s to today. I put out a list of songs, and you get to pick the song you want to hear. Oh, well, that's great. We might stay. Boom, there you go. Somebody who potentially might stay. Okay? So you go around, work the crowd for a couple minutes, and then start setting up. It usually takes me about 20, 25 minutes, sometimes 30, depending on how fast I go, to set up. So that's why I usually like to get there an hour ahead of time. Okay? So by about 8 or by 7:56, whatever, make sure you got your guitar tuned, get everybody up on stage, make sure everything is ready to go. Do a little mic check, do a sound check. All right, 8:59, 7:59, then all of a sudden 8 o'clock. All right, everybody, boom, start playing. I usually just play a song that we get the people looking at you, okay? And then when I'm done with that song, everybody's clapping. Hello, everybody, I'm James Unplugged. You know, we're going to be here till about midnight. It's great to see everybody here. Make sure you tip those bartenders who are working hard for you. Make sure you tip the band because we're working hard for you too. We got a list of songs out there. If anybody wants to hear something, you talk to this lady over here and she'll get the number down and then I'll play it for you. That kind of stuff. All right? Keep the crowd in. Keep the crowd interested. Keep them into it. All right? So you always got to make sure that you're on time. Because if you're starting late and you're taking too long of breaks, the owner or the manager is going to notice. And they're not going to book you again. Because the longer you're not playing, people are just going to, oh, is it over? Oh, they're just going to leave. I've seen that in a lot of shows. There's a lot of acoustic acts that I've seen where they'll take 20, 25, 30-minute breaks. And then all of a sudden they had a full house and then now they're down to, the place is half full because everybody left. Because, you know, people need to be entertained. They need to know, if you're there to entertain them, you entertain them. All right? Take that 15-minute break, get yourself a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do. 15 minutes rolls around, boom, get back up there, keep them there, okay? Because if you keep them there, you're going to make the bar owner or the bar manager happy, and they are going to book you again. All right? Plus, if the audience is happy, they're going to tip you. All right? I always have a tip jar, all the time, no matter where I go. All right? So you got to make sure you're on time. All right, the last thing is, you need to be prepared for the unknown, okay? Because a lot of funny stuff happens, a lot of serious stuff happens at a gig. You'll be up there playing, and all of a sudden you get this drunk girl, "We love you!" And it makes everybody smile. It's great. I've had it done. And sometimes, while you're playing, and I kid you not, there would be somebody, while I'm playing, come up to me and just start having a conversation with me while I'm playing and singing, asking me questions. And I can't answer them, and I can't look at them because I'm looking this way, but they're just staring at me, just talking away, and then they walk away. Like, they didn't get an answer, but I guess they figured that I heard them. There was this one, well, I think it was like last week. I was playing in a place in Kiwani, and it was probably about 11:30, things were winding down. Most of the older people had left. A lot of college kids were in there. And it was a good time. People were getting really toasted. And while I'm playing, and I'm sure this is probably going to happen. This is probably going to happen, so you need to be prepared for it. But all of a sudden, somebody drops ass. Somebody farts, okay? And I'm up there playing, and it hit me. Oh, and everybody, the whole bar, it's stunk up the whole bar, all right? Everybody's holding their nose. Nobody's fessing up to it. Nobody's saying, it was me. No. People were laughing. I was laughing. Thank goodness I wasn't singing at the time, but I was laughing, and some girl looks at me and goes, do you smell that? And I'm like, yes, I do. It was funny. I mean, it was really bad. We had one guy come out of the bathroom. He had toilet paper hanging off his pants. He was drunk. He was drunk off his ass, so he didn't know what was going on. But it's things like that. You know, people talk to you while you're singing. That they think that, you know, you're only there for them when you're not. But, you know, stuff like that happens. You get people that will come up to you and just start, you know, yelling at you for some reason. Just ignore them. They don't usually come up to you here. They'll come up over here. All right? And the thing is, they want to take the audience's focus off of you and onto them. All right? Those are people that need attention. And don't even bother with people like that. All right? But like I said, you got people that are farting up there. It happens. Okay? So you need to be prepared for it. All right? So this is part one. All right? We're going to start off in the next part with the PA system. Okay? But like I said, make sure you know what you're getting into. Okay? If there's anything I've missed, if there's ideas that you want to contribute to with this, just put it in the comment section. That way everybody can learn. Okay? So, for Jason's Acoustic Workshop, I'm Jason. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. All right? Practice at least an hour a day. All right? And we'll see you in the next part.